Hello everyone, this is Toll Warden. I'm coming at you with a very serious video today. This is not my normal content, nor will this stay as my normal content, unless if the situation needs be once again. I'd like to start off by saying, legally, that you cannot go harass these people, and I do not condone going to harass these people. Do not harass these people. I have to say that legally. I also have to legally say that this is alleged. My own thoughts aside, today I'd like to give you a preface of what we're talking about. See, 2 days ago I made a video discussing my first time encountering a God Complex D&D player. Now, at the time I didn't think much of it, and I figured out he had a Discord server. Now, I just wanted to join it and just kind of hang out, see how they reacted to my presence, just for a laugh. A little bit of trolling. You can't blame me for that. But what I discovered instead was, noteworthy for a video and something I need to warn people about. See, in my last video I talked about I wouldn't include screenshots of the guy or his name, so that way I would avoid people going to bother him. But I have decided I will include his name, not his username. I will include the names of everyone involved in this, but not their usernames, and I will not include the Discord server so people don't go and join it in case he does something to those people. See, we'll be talking about a guy who's very emotionally manipulative, abusive, known for gaslighting, guilt tripping, and harassing people into getting what he wants. We will be talking about a guy who has no problem having NSFW material provided to minors. We will be talking about a guy whose Discord server is, while small, very unmoderated and very easy to access at any age, and we'll figure out why that is very soon. So, allow me to recap what happened in my first video talking about this man. His name is Crazy. So, we will refer to him as Crazy. We will no longer refer to him as Lizard Shit. Here is his tag. If you see him, again, get rid of him. Do not let him in your community, and I'll prove to you why you shouldn't very soon. In my first video, I talked about how he was very upset over a D&D character. I balanced my character. I'll actually include screenshots of my character. I gave myself a 3 in wisdom and several weaknesses to balance out the game. I gave myself plenty of debuffs, and I am very much known for having everyone included in a D&D campaign feel like they're part of the D&D campaign. I don't want to leave anyone out. I hate leaving people out. But this guy was very upset about it because he was statistically no longer the strongest character in the game. He had no weaknesses, and we even gave him plate armor, so that way he wouldn't feel left out, but even then, that wasn't enough. Crazy here had harassed our very emotional Dungeon Master, and to the point that on a voice call, the Dungeon Master pulled me inside and said, "Listen, Toll, listen, man, be nice to this guy. I know he's mad at you, but be nice to him." I said, "I will." I'm like, they told me, they were very upset and they cried for like a good 20 minutes in the shower because this guy and Crazy were very much best friends. They were good friends, and Crazy just treated them like dog shit. And they had no idea how to react to that. And again, I had the screenshots for that as well. So I'll start off from the beginning. I joined the server today at 2:57 p.m., October 7th, 2025. Again, I didn't really think anything of it. Ezal, the Cards of Chaos, as you can see the username there, that's the name of his weird-ass, his weird-ass, like, fourth wall breaking thing. If you've seen my video before this, you should probably go watch it. I'm not the guy to usually say, go watch this. I know some people hate that. But it has the best context, and it's a lot more lighthearted than this video. And the first thing I noticed when I entered is that these were the first main chats. When you join the server, there's an onboarding. You can choose the 13 to 17 role, the 18 to 20 role, or the 21 plus role. What's the problem, you ask? Well, some servers, have verification when it's 18 plus. This one doesn't, meaning you can lie about your age and gain access to all of the NSFW material of the server, which is openly shared among everybody. I even saw someone with 2 roles. I did not take a screenshot of them because they were not valid to this argument. They weren't a problem themselves, but it's a good example of someone who can take both the minor role, who is a minor, in their username, not their username, they're about me, it says they're a minor. However, they have the adult role as well, so they can see all of the NSFW material. Now, you might notice in these rules, and not even rules, in these channels, that there is no rules. In the welcome, You can see there's welcome announcements, leaderboards, and bump the server. And the welcome, you can see the welcome message doesn't have any rules. So you can really do whatever you want here. And anyone can access the NSFW material without age verification, without any kind of locks in place. You can see that it has the NSFW marker, but you can actually bypass that by taking the NSFW roll, which is the 18 plus and 21 plus rolls. Now, how do I know this guy runs it? Well, first of all, this is him messaging in the server. I really should. I'm going to edit that so where the people above him aren't included in this. I don't want people getting caught in a crossfire. But as you can see, he is the server creator. He has the title, server creator. And you see that trial mod? Well, they spam hentai in that server all the time. That's kind of like their thing. Now, thankfully, it's a small server. It's very inactive. But the fact that adults and minors can engage in NSFW material without any problem is a problem in of itself. Here are the other channels that they have selected, a very wide variety. Roleplay tools, the realms, and commands. The NSFW posts mostly are sexual in nature, or very violent and very gore related. I didn't take any screenshots because, first of all, I don't want kobold smut on my channel, and second of all, I don't want kobold gore on my channel. So, there's that. I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry. As you can see here, if you look in the all channels selection, there is, well, that's everything. There is no rules. And again, anyone, the minors included, can access the NSFW material. Now, I was not able to contact anyone in this server because I was very swiftly kicked from it. But, well, I think I was kicked. I'm not sure what happened. I just came back and I was gone after I told them, dude, I gotta tell people about this. This is messed up. But I could not interview anybody, but I see the writing on the walls. This is how things usually start out. It's an unmoderated, ruleless server that suddenly explodes into all kinds of creepy shit. We've seen it with bronies. We've seen it with VR chatters. We've seen it time and time again. I've seen it time and time again. The pattern is very repetitive. And as I saw the writings on the wall, I was like, as a YouTuber, I feel obliged to let people know. I feel like that's my personal thoughts. If you are a YouTuber and you have any moral compass and you encounter something like this that just so happens to be in your field, you should say something about it and let the community at large know. Now, I've talked about his server and I've gave a brief introduction about Crazy. This is his name. That is not his username, believe it or not. That is his name and profile picture. And of course, I have the screenshots of him freaking the fuck out at our very emotional Dungeon Master. It started off like this, him listing off the problems with his character. Now, me and the Dungeon Master were talking about ways to make him feel more included. I said, even though I am a Hexblade Warlock, I will do everything in my power to make sure that he's included. I was very excited to have him there. And even whenever he was forcing the Dungeon Master to say things that they didn't want to, and, was emotionally manipulating them into doing whatever they wanted, even then, I was still like, dude, why are you doing this? Just come join us. The Dungeon Master can attest to that. I said it in chat. I said it in voice messages. And this guy was still freaking the fuck out. Now, we have rules in our server. Well, not my server, it's the Dungeon Master server. And we like to keep things very coordinated. And the server itself is 16 plus. We don't have any NSFW stuff anywhere. As I mentioned in my previous video, Crazy was trying to unite everybody against me and the Dungeon Master. The DM deleted this stuff, so I don't have... This is a legend, again, because I don't have the screenshots anymore. I told them, I'm like, why the fuck did you delete it? They're like, I didn't want to associate it with anymore. Like, you couldn't have taken a screenshot? I didn't want to get upset with them because they're emotional, but I was very upset nonetheless. So this is how it started. It was him listing the stat totals, like I said in the previous video, and him going on the DM like this. So, how did it get worse from here? He starts screaming at them. He starts absolutely fucking screaming at them. He begins by talking about his character compared to my character. Again, this is a cooperation game. And then he breaks out into... this was in messages and in a voice chat. I wish I had recordings of the voice chat because this guy was freaking the fuck out. He sounded like he was having a stroke. That's how bad he was over a D&D game. And my character, again, has weaknesses. I don't understand his thing. The Dungeon Master responded with wanting to calm him down, like, listen, we can talk about this. And he went, fucking tell him, do not have busted stats or something. -3 in wisdom. 2 weaknesses I shouldn't have. And continued to freak the fuck out. Trying to, like, again, manipulate them and convince them to do whatever they wanted. Now, I wish I had more. I do have 2 more screenshots, but I just want to preface right now. I asked the Dungeon Master to go and get those messages, and they really don't want to. This was all done in their private chats. And I told them, listen, you gotta, if we're gonna, like, you know, warn people about this guy, we gotta have as much proof as they wanted. They didn't want to budge. And I was like, you know what? That was your decision. That's your decision. But I'm gonna work with what I have. But I still want to let you guys know what kind of creep this guy is. Again, runs an unmoderated NSFW server with minors in it. He manipulates people and freaks out at them when he doesn't get his way over a game, mind you. He is an adult. I'd like to remind everyone he is an adult. I don't think I've said that yet. An adult. Yeah. And he still continues freaking out. He's like trying to, again, gaslighting and guilt trip them, saying, if I leave the campaign, not only does it make it easier for the party because I'm not an extra number weighing them down, but it becomes easier for you because you have less people to manage and please. This is a 4-player campaign. Well, 5-player including him. But the Dungeon Master, I went in another campaign with him once and we had 6 players and it went perfectly fine. We didn't even like each other, but we still played and it was fine. He went on to say, I'm an unnecessary piece to the party, and then goes on to say, you aren't the issue. I didn't blow up in your face because of you. I wouldn't leave the campaign because of you. It's Tollwarden who did this. Again, he likes to manipulate people against one guy. I'd like to keep in mind, I'm that one guy. Technically, I am one of the victims in this, but I don't want to say that, first of all. I did just say that, but I don't want to, I don't want it to be the main thing behind this. It's the Dungeon Master, really, who's been really victimized by all this. But this guy is just a fucking problem, really. Again, I recommend you watch my previous video for that retelling of the story. It's a lot more lighthearted, a lot more unserious, because at the time, I didn't know about his fucking Discord server. Why? Why do we need to... Why? I don't know. So if you see Crazy Dude, give him a big old middle finger for me and throw him out of your fandom. Not your fandom, your server, because D&D Discord servers are very popular, and you really shouldn't want a guy like this there. And I just want to let you know, he is a creep. He will do some like crazy shit to people. His name is not a lie. And because, again, I felt like I needed to share this information given the field I cover. I'm not going to continue doing this unless if I absolutely have to. But yeah, we're going to do Hyperlight later. Thank you for watching. Please go watch this video. Have a beautiful day and an even better tomorrow.